Hi everyone, it's Rachel Reed and I'm here to show you Snippet ribbon. I made this today and I am thinking this would be great for belly bands. So I just want to take a look at all of this is just scrap pieces, all those little bits and pieces of laces and trims and stamped images. Added some buttons. And my thought is that this could be used in a couple of ways. You could use it on your spine of your book. If this was a 2-inch spine, it would fit well. Or you could use it as belly bands. So I could cut a piece of this and glue it down and use it as a belly band. You could use it this way as a belly band. Let me get to a page that's a little lighter. So you can see it a little better. So I could cut this and create a great belly band for my journal. This could be used to embellish just about anything. So you could also use it as your front cover. You could just, keep a very simple craft cover and just decide to cut a piece of that and leave that as the edge of your journal, and wouldn't that be beautiful? Okay, so let's take a look at how you do this. Basically, all I've done is just get a bunch of junk, scraps that I've had around that I just can't part with. You're going to need a strip of fabric. I just ripped this at approximately 2 inches. This one's a little bit thinner than 2 inches. This is closer to 2 inches. And then basically you just get out all of your items. If you don't have a sewing machine, that's fine. Just make sure you tack it down well with Arlene's tacky glue. On this one, I don't know if you can see it, I actually put some clear tulle over top and stitched it so it kind of sandwiched all the little paper pieces down. But as long as you glue these down good, you're fine. So I started a little bit here, but we're going to go ahead and play with this. I'm going to show you how I do it. So this is just, as I said, my bin of stuff. I want some blue in this, so I've found a few blue pieces, and you can use just about anything. So I love pattern paper. Because I'm going to sew over this, I don't need a lot of glue. So these are just some layered pieces that I created a while ago. And I'm going to just keep adding as I go. All you need is just your bits and pieces and some scissors. So you don't have to be real fancy. It can go off the side if you want. I'm going to add that little bit of blue tulle. Actually, I think I might grab a piece of this so you can see it a little bit better. So we're just going to start by layering the pieces. To give it texture. As I said, if you're not going to sew this, make sure you put a little more glue on it than I'm putting on it. You can layer paper, you can layer fabric, you can layer lace pieces. You can see I have all kinds of pieces here. I love music paper. Just adjust this down a little bit. There you go. Sorry about that. So I love music paper. So I'm definitely going to use this. Because it's fabric and I'm using Arlene's tacky glue, you do have to be careful because it will go through. and be kind of sticky on the back. You can leave this flexible, but I'll show you the back of the one that I did. I added just a little bit of paper because I want it to be a little sturdier since I'm using it in junk journals. So let's see here. It's time to add. I'm just putting pieces every which way. There's really no rhyme or reason. Just wherever you think it looks good. That will stick down. Just have to be patient with it. Let's see here. So I want this part, but this pink part is a little too bright. So I'm going to have to layer something over it. Although I do have this lighter pink. Let's see, what do we think about this? It's a little better. These are just some die cuts that I had in my stash. To lighten things up, you can just layer over some fabric that kind of mutes it down. You can layer lace over top, which is kind of pretty. You can put the lace underneath. Lots of things that you can do with this. All right, let's see. Let's put this little piece on here. And I don't mind it sticking off. If when you're done you don't want that sticking off of there, just take your scissors and trim it. But it doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, certainly trim that off. Let's see here. Kind of like that. So if you don't want a lot of things on here, you can literally just do lace pieces and then use it for cutting little pieces off to make embellishments. If I wanted to just cut this right here, you could see I could cut this and just make an embellishment for my journal. So I like a lot of stuff on mine, but if you don't like that, don't worry, don't put all of that stuff on there. Just put what you want. Oh, you know what, I'm going to use this gorgeous piece right here. Actually, I think I'm going to use this. Yeah, that'll work. That'll tone it down some. And these are just stamped images that I'm using. All from my stash, so nothing. Add some more of this blue because I really want to keep the blue theme going in here. Just think that little bit pop of color just really makes things just a little more unique. And then you can take lace pieces like this one and you can cut out the little medallions. So it doesn't have to be the actual lace piece as is. You know, cut out some things, use pieces where you want. one of these doilies pieces in here. So if you've been hoarding things like I have, get them out, use them. Let's see here. This ticket. Let's put this ticket on here. The stamp. All right. All right, so this is what I've created so far. You can see it up close. I think it's pretty. Now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add my back because you can see it's pretty flimsy. All I did is just take some scrap paper. This is just 1 3/4, and I'm just going to layer it on the back so that I have something to stitch to. So I'm just layering it. I don't go all the way to the edge because I like the softness of the edges. And make sure that you overlap a little bit so that it does not come apart. So I'm overlapping it. All right, and lastly, what I did is I cut this piece of white tulle. I don't know if you can see it. And I'm going to lay it right over top to kind of sandwich in my stuff. Before I do that, though, I think I want to add a little more eyelash trim. I didn't use eyelash trim on the last one, but I really like it, so just kind of tuck some in here because I think it will make a little more dimension. What do you think? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay this over here like this. I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew right on the edge about 1/4 inch on both sides. So I'm just going to sew straight all the way down. So give me just a minute. I'm going to turn around and sew this down. And I'm sewing it at about a 3 length because you don't need to sew it. It doesn't need to be done at a short stitch length because it'll end up ripping the paper. Okay, so I sewed down one side. I'm just going to sew down the other. And I'm making sure that I'm capturing that tulle. Okay, so now I'm done. So basically, I'm not sure if you can see that I've now captured everything so things aren't going to come off. What I like to do is also go down the middle, and I They don't have to be straight lines. You can see back here. It doesn't matter. You can't see it. So I'm going to go down and just do a couple of wiggly lines real quick. Make one of these snippet pieces. So I hope you like this project. I hope you'll give it a try. If you have any questions, please let me know. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. Have a great day, everyone.